Welcome. Thank you very much for having me. I'd like to talk about IoT and, in fact, fast-tracking IoT, because we, as TeamViewer, we believe it's about time to make use of IoT technologies and make it part of your business processes. Before I start with that, just to give you an idea who we are as TeamViewer, we are a remote connectivity platform. So we try to connect all kinds of devices, attended or unattended, people anywhere in the world at any time. So everything which is out there in terms of digital devices, we would like to connect those, and we have been pretty successful over the last years. And therefore, I think we can tell you a little bit about use cases and what IoT is good for. Some numbers. We are around for 15 years now. We're above 200 million in revenues. We are headquartered in Germany. We have about 20% growth at the moment, actually nicely accelerating. 800 people, global offices everywhere. TeamViewer as a software has been installed on 1.9 billion devices globally since inception, so that's a pretty big number. At any point in time, there is 40 million devices online connecting to our platform, and we have about 330 million of users annually that are using our platform and have use cases based on our platform. We connect all operating systems and all types of devices, and that's the key pillar of our strategy and our success, to make sure whatever type of devices you have in whatever environment or business process, you can connect all of them and you can remote into them, control them, monitor them, and work with them. And that has led to a multitude of use cases which are proliferated all around the world, and I'm going to show you some of them. IoT, very clearly, with the digitalization of business processes, was the first wave of more and more digital devices, connected devices all around the world. Already now 25 billion, as you can see in this chart. And this is growing exponentially. Why is that? There is advanced analytics, so people understand more and more what they can do with the data. There's more use cases around it, and then with artificial intelligence, even more data can be used, which means you can put more sensors out there, you can collect more data, and that creates more connected devices. And everybody in the industry believes that there is exponential growth within the connected devices, and up to 75 billion globally by the year 2025. So a very interesting trend. Devices are there, data is being gathered, but what do you do with it, and what are the challenges for IoT, and why are not more companies already having IoT installations? When we talk to our customers, and these are small customers, medium-sized businesses, up to large enterprises, there are some common themes and common questions which come up all the time, and which I think are very important and very important challenges. Of course, very broad questions like, what does IoT mean for my business model? There's a big debate and there is big discussions around business model changes, business model disruption, and these are very broad questions. Also, how much does IoT cost? If I want to embark in IoT, is that a big multi-million-dollar euro project? And how long will it take? What's in it for me? What's the business value out of that? And we think all of these big questions and difficult questions and complex situations, and then of course also the multitude of providers, platforms, devices, software applications, this makes it very difficult for the typical customer to deal with this and find a start into IoT. And I think many people in the IoT world and in the IoT ecosystem will tell you about many proof of concept, pilot installation, trying out things in the business, and many of them fail or take very long time, or people are then at the end hesitant to invest really. What we believe are more relevant questions is really look at the existing business system and find and ask yourself where there is value of IoT already today in smaller pieces and start to implement this. So a typical question in the business like, how can I save field service costs? So I have all these people driving around, running around, doing maintenance. How can I save money there? How can I improve my processes? This leads to very quick IoT implementation and to very quick benefits. And that then from there, you can proliferate throughout your business and do more with it. So that's a good example. Or ask yourself what you can do with the data that you are collecting now. You have all these intelligent devices in your network, you get the data, there must be business value in the data somewhere. So start there rather than starting with a very big IoT implementation. The interesting thing is, if we look at our customer base over the last 10 years or so, there's really leaders who have already innovated their business system very intelligently over time, making use of remote connectivity and in a way of IoT. And there are very interesting examples there. And I think it's these companies that we learn from and that we work with who are actually fast-tracking IoT if you want to. So I'll give you some examples. And this has been around for a long time, but it's really improvement of the business system, very tangible, very straightforward, and it really improves the bottom line or the service. So this case, Techno-Alpine, snow cannons, they use our software to connect into these devices, into the snow cannon wherever they are, and they can remotely control all the settings of their snow cannon, of their fleet in a ski resort, which is a very straightforward use case, has been around for a long time. Don't need IoT for that, clearly, but IoT will improve that even more. But if you start there or have started there years ago, then you are in a very good position to leverage IoT as much as possible going forward. Completely different example, Trimble, smart agriculture. Also, there is equipment out there, harvesters out there, and there is a digital platform that helps the driver and the farmer make most use and best possible use of the equipment, and thereby increase harvest and increase efficiency. So now if you have that digital tool, you need to make sure you have very high customer satisfaction. The farmer uses the tool, you can help the farmer, guide the farmer, troubleshoot if there's something wrong with the application, because nothing worse than a super new digital application that is supposed to help you, but it's making your life actually more complex and people get frustrated with this. So the Trimble solution is 100% connected to the back office of Trimble and also to the dealer who is the partner of the farmer. And Trimble and the dealer can help the farmer remotely use their tool. And that's very important. And of course, they can collect data and thereby improve the service, improve customer satisfaction, and increase the stickiness of their product. And also, this has been around for years already, and we've been helping them to develop this solution. Another example, now coming more and more, smart manufacturing. In this example, precision manufacturing. And the company Wenzel, they wanted to have a control panel to be able to control all manufacturing settings and maintenance that is needed centrally with a control panel. Also, again, connected to the internet, collecting data, being able to do all of this remotely. Before even IoT was a big buzzword, they have improved their business system very significantly with this. Last example, personal mailboxes, intelligent smart mailboxes that are proliferating more and more. You can personalize that, you can pick your package or deposit your package. But of course, if anything goes wrong, you need to be able to provide customer support and user support. And in this case, it's done via a remote control connection and online support into these mailboxes. So nobody has to go there and drive and help the user navigate through the mailbox. You can all do this remotely from a back office or from a knowledge center or an expert center. And what that shows you, these are use cases which have been around. We have hundreds of thousands of these use cases where people have really taken pieces of their business system, thought intelligently about how can I use remote connectivity already today, even before artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. How can I use that, improve my business system, save cost, increase customer satisfaction, and increase stickiness? And then you are in a great position to now leverage more and more data, more and more sensor data, artificial intelligence to improve your business even more. So from those questions, we felt there has to be a way to make IoT more approachable for companies who want to go exactly the same path, like I've just shown before, people who want to improve their business system. So we've packaged what we delivered over years in TeamViewer into an IoT solution, which we call TeamViewer IT, because we believe it should be packaged, it should be easy to approach, and we've done the following. You have live remote access to all the devices that you want to have access to, so be it gateways, PCs, laptops, mobiles, tablets, whatever it is, whatever device you have. Also, of course, legacy machinery that you can today connect to IoT gateways, and you can control this machinery through that IoT gateway. So easy to connect. You get a box, and then you can connect all these different devices. Once you have that, you can control these devices through the normal interface that you have in the offline world. So the TeamViewer solution allows you to operate and work as if you are physically in front of the device. So the snow cannon example is you can control the snow cannon as if you are at the display, and that's very important because once you have that fully remote functionality, use cases can be developed very easily. You can of course also collect data, so that you have an entry point into the use of data, the use of advanced analytics and artificial intelligence, and you can visualize the data. So think about a very easy case. You have a production facility, you have 5, 6 machines, they are linked to IoT gateways, you connect into these gateways, you collect the data, you visualize the data, you see the operating conditions of the machinery, you get alerts, and then you can react upon it, control the device, have predictive maintenance remotely, of course. So everything goes from a technician has to go to the machine to remote monitoring situation or remote maintenance situation, predictive maintenance based on operating state, and so forth. This is, in the easiest way, if you do a first step, we believe it's very applicable for all industries. So in whatever industries you are, whether it's manufacturing, as I was describing so far, agriculture and farming, the example we've seen, healthcare, of course, with all the healthcare devices, distant doctor-patient interaction, or reading data out of healthcare devices, preventive maintenance of devices. Retail, very important. You have all the point-of-sale computer systems out there, or hospitality, hotel chains. I was just talking to a customer the other day where they onboard hotels and operate the IT of hotels. How do you make sure you don't have to have somebody driving there, install the IT, configure the IT, train somebody on site? All of this can be done remotely if you do it in a proper way, and that can drastically improve your business processes if you do it properly. Energy, a very interesting example as well. You have more and more devices out there in the field in remote places. Solar collectors, windmills, wind farms, they are in places where you don't want to send technicians all the time. At the same time, you want to have absolute control of the operations and the operating conditions of the devices. And our solution helps you to connect to those very easily. Everything feels like you are in front of the machine or the device, and then you control the settings and optimize your processes from there. So very concrete, very hands-on. We believe that in general, we have the super connectivity there. So in many industries in the past, it was a problem to imagine that all the devices, all the legacy devices, which are tens of years old, can be connected to the internet. I think this is the past. We've seen from the numbers, and also we see it in our customers. All devices are now connected to the internet, or can be, and therefore connectivity is not the problem. It's there. You can make use of it now. Also, it's becoming now a business reality. There are use cases out there. Customers, suppliers, whole value chains are open to go for digitalization, are open to exchange data, to optimize value chains and optimize processes together in field service, in maintenance, in guest services, in support services. So this is really there. But we also believe overall, you need a hands-on solution. We think, and we took to our customers, very often they feel the world out there is just a little bit too complex, too many buzzwords, too many providers, and they need an entry point. And we believe it has to be hands-on. It has to prove value from the first day when you optimize a process and work on a process. And that's possible. From our experience, that's really possible. And companies who go aggressively after that, they will win. They will find more and more and more use cases, and they will add to it, and they will get significant support within the organization to roll this out, while this big proof of concepts that take for 3 years, many providers helping there, nobody gets really paid for it, creates frustrations on all the sides. So we're a strong believer in make it practical, get going, take a simple tool like ours, start, play around with it, and create value within the first month. and then roll it out from there. This is our philosophy, and I think it's a good time now to get IoT going in this manner. Also for smaller companies, there are many, many innovative small, medium businesses out there who have done a lot, as you could have seen in the examples that I've shown. And now is the time to also start in your business. Thank you very much.
And now, Oliver, you've been so kind, actually, to give us even more insight. So I'd like to invite you to the podium.
Yes.
We're going to do a little Q&A now. You know, you were talking about those small and medium-sized enterprises, businesses. What do you see as the biggest challenges for them when they're trying to get into IoT? And do you have any tips?
As I said, I think the one key point is really to start very practically. Many companies, I think, hearing IoT, and they're almost like afraid. Because there's many IoT platforms, there's platforms of platforms, there is devices that are connected to those platforms, and there is a multitude of application providers to help them connect all of that. And if you think that through, for a small, medium business, that's a big thing. That kind of needs resources internally, needs a larger IT department, needs investment, needs funds, and that shies them away. And we believe it's much more practical than many people think. And we see it in our customer base. And the tip is really think about business value in today's business, using data and using remote connectivity, and you will find spaces.
And you're also thinking a lot about tomorrow. I mean, you really have your finger on the pulse of what might be developing in the future. How do you see the future developing in IoT?
I think now I would say we really see it proliferating now everywhere. I mean, the use cases are really starting. We just did an exercise the other day within our customer base and just see what people are using our solution for. And there's hundreds of cases by now. So it's really becoming part of the business, not of every business, but more and more companies are really going there. And it's proliferating. And it will be part of everyday life, in production, in services, everywhere.
And the meta trends that you're observing enabling your business?
I think there is remote working is an important one in many countries. Now governments are serious about enabling remote working, less commute, less travel, important. Global work, global access to work, global access to information, carbon footprint reduction, less travel. So it's really, and the devices, of course. So it's coming, it's really coming now.
What's next for your company? What's next for TeamViewer?
So we have a, we have a good size now. We are global. We're selling into all markets. We will now definitely open more offices in more countries to be closer to our customers and innovate with customers more. We move into the enterprise segment. We have many more really large corporations now using our solution very clearly. And then the use cases. We love to develop new cases, new applications with our customers, and that's growing month by month.
Oliver Steil, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your insight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.